Hi guys, it's Sandy. So we're gonna make freezer meals today. I just think it's important that you have some meals in the in the freezer, because if you need a quick dinner to grab, or if you're sick and somebody in your house needs to make a dinner, they're easy to pull out of the freezer, let them thaw out and they're ready to go. Or if somebody's had a baby, you can take a meal to them easily. So I've got my freezer bags ready. I'm going to use chicken today. So it's easy if I just use one meat rather than multiple different kinds of meat. It's easier for me just to buy the same thing and then to use it in the different meals. So what we're gonna do is a chicken and rice soup, a chicken Alfredo bake. I'm gonna make a cilantro chicken and a fajita chicken. So let me know if you like these kind of videos, because I'll share more freezer meals. I actually have one that's just a dump and go freezer meals. So all right, let's get started on this. So I'm gonna make 2 dinners with cooked chicken and 2 dinners of just regular chicken that you'll have to thaw out and cook then. And I wanna do that because sometimes you just need a quick meal that's already cooked. So first we're gonna make chicken and rice soup. So 2 stalks of celery, 2 carrots, 1 onion, just chop that up. I already have oil inside of my Instant Pot, and I'm just gonna stick that in there and let that start sauteing for about 5 minutes. After that is sauteed, then I add in my garlic, and along with that my spices. So I did a teaspoon of thyme, a half a teaspoon of oregano, a half a teaspoon of basil. I put some fresh ground pepper in here. I added a bay leaf right at the end also. And then I also need to put some salt in because the broth that I am using is homemade and I didn't put much salt in it. So there's 2 teaspoons of salt in here. Now just mix that up. And now it's time to add my rice. This is brown rice. I did 3/4 of a cup, and then 5 cups of chicken broth. And to that, I'm going to add some chicken. I chunked up this chicken. This is chicken thighs because we prefer chicken thighs. I just like the taste better. So you just mix that in. I'm adding 2 tablespoons of butter. That's optional. I do it because I like the extra flavor. And then I'm going to cook this for 18 minutes in the Instant Pot. While that is going, I put some oil in a pan and I started getting the other chicken meat cooked. After it was cooked, I took it out into that same pan just so I don't have so many dirty dishes. I added some water, some salt, and some rotini noodles for another dish. While that is going, I started another dish, and this is the uncooked chicken part. Now I started the cooked chicken part obviously because it takes longer. So for this cilantro lime chicken, I had 1/4 cup of oil in here, olive oil. I added 1/4 cup of lime juice, 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, and 1 teaspoon of cumin. In the meantime, after that, I put chili powder all on the chicken thighs just to kind of give it a chili lime flavor. And then I added about 1 teaspoon of salt. I hadn't salted my chicken, so I put the salt in here. Super easy. All you do is mix it up, and then you're just going to pour it all into a bag along with the cilantro. Now, I always like to write on my bags ahead of time. It makes it easier before you put food into it. And then the directions are there. So this is uncooked at the time, obviously. So all you'll do is put everything into the bag, and then whenever it's time to cook it, just put it on the stovetop or put it in the oven, let it cook. And then you've got a cilantro lime chicken. Make some rice and pour rice, or put this over rice and avocado, some salsa, whatever you'd like. This is a super easy, healthy, and delicious meal. Now, if you know us, then you know that we love Mexican, so it's nice to have Mexican meals in the freezer. This is the chicken fajitas, super easy. There's nothing to this except for cut up your peppers. I love the way to do peppers like this. I learned it off of Rachel Ray, and I get no seeds in my peppers this way. So just cut your peppers into strips, and then you're gonna use some onion, and then we're just gonna put in the seasonings, and you'll have chicken fajitas ready. Now you're gonna see that I'm gonna use chicken thighs, but you can use any kind of chicken. So if you wanna use chicken tenderloins or chicken breast, whatever kind you like, you use. Now you just use whatever you think you need for your family. So I don't have an amount to give you. It's just you're gonna have to just look at it, eyeball it, and see how much you need for your family. Or if this is a lot for your family, then make 2 bags of fajitas and you can have in the freezer. All I do is add some olive oil to it and then all of my seasonings. The oil's on there so it'll stick. So I put a little bit of my homemade taco seasoning on here, a little bit of smoked paprika, and then I added some cumin, some garlic powder, some onion powder, and some chili powder. Again, I didn't measure because you need to do it according to what your family will like as far as seasonings. You'll know best. And then we got to put some lime juice in. So we have the zest, and I'm going to do 2 tablespoons of pure lime juice. And then my bowl really isn't that big, so I couldn't get a spoon in here to mix around, so I just used my hands. After you've got it all mixed up, then you just need to put it into your bag. Again, I like to write on my bags ahead of time so I know exactly how to cook it and what I need to do. So for these sheet pan fajitas, they'll bake at 400 degrees for 20 minutes is about what it'll take. And then just stick it into your bag. This is as easy as it gets. The uncooked is definitely easier, but like I said, I wanted to make sure I had cooked recipes too, just for convenience and time later. Make sure and pour all that good seasoning into the bag and then just mix it all up, put it in the freezer, and you've got chicken fajitas ready. And you can just put your toppings on according to what you like. Now I'm going to make the seasoning for the Alfredo chicken. The Alfredo ranch is what it is. So I'm just making a little bit of ranch here. I use some Greek yogurt. You could use sour cream, whatever you have. And then I used homemade ranch seasoning that I have. And I can share these recipes with you for the homemade taco seasoning, homemade ranch seasoning, or just use a packet. Now I need to make the sauce. Now I'm going to put the links to the recipes that I use down in the description, but I did 1 stick of butter, 2 cups of heavy whipping cream, and then a teaspoon of Italian seasoning. And you just got to put it on like medium to medium low and just whisk it and whisk it and whisk it. You don't want it to burn, so you don't want it to be up too high. So keep it low. And it was maybe about 1/3 cup of Parmesan cheese in the fridge, so I used that. And a pinch, so maybe 1 tablespoon of flour just to thicken it up a little bit. I know everything looks like a total disaster, but that's what happens whenever you try to meal prep. I'll have to clean up my whole kitchen. And then I needed to get some white cheddar cheese. You do whatever kind of cheese you want. I did white cheddar cheese, whatever I don't know, maybe 1/4 cup, maybe 1/2 cup. And then just take your rinsed noodles that are done cooking, put them in. They're already still warm, and now I'm going to add everything to it. I'm going to add my warm sauce to it, and I'm going to add the cheese, which will melt because of the warm Alfredo sauce. And you know what? If you don't want to make your own Alfredo sauce, then buy it. Buy the jar kind. I think Bertolli's pretty good brand. But whatever makes this easiest for you. So I just added the cheese, I added the ranch dressing, I added the cooked chicken because this is one of my cooked dinners, and then you just start stirring it all together. I didn't use all of the ranch dressing. I'll just leave the rest of it in the refrigerator and use it for veggies. And then just mix all of this up, put it into the bag, and this is one of the dinners that's already cooked. All it has to do is defrost, warm it up, and you're ready to eat. Now the thing about Alfredo is it will thicken, so you'll need to add some extra fluid to it whenever you are cooking it. And then serve it with some broccoli or salad, whatever you want on the side. For whatever reason, I did not take an end picture of the chicken and rice soup, but everybody knows what soup looks like. So I put it in a bag also. All you have to do is reheat it, and it's ready to go for a dinner. All right, you guys. Again, let me know if you like this. And until next time, I'm out.